Hi, this is Robert Greer for SE456 Sprint 4. This is what my demo looks like this week with all the animations running. I'll start with the proxies. So we have Sprite Game Proxy, which derives from Sprite Base, as well as the Sprite Game. So the proxy has a pointer to the underlying sprite, as well as X and Y, so that I can put the same sprite at different locations on the screen for each game object. So my game object class just has a proxy here. All right, moving on to the timers. So here's my timer event diagram. I have this new timer event class, which has a pointer to a command, and that's what's going to be triggered when the timer goes off. It also has its time, delta time, and trigger time. And there's also the timer event manager, which is where the fun stuff happens. So here in the manager, when we add a new timer, I reused my insert method from the sprite batch to insert it in order, except I provided a new comparison object so that I can compare the trigger time of the one I'm inserting to an existing timer event and make sure it's at the right place. So once I've inserted it in order, I go through an update. And so I just iterate over those timer events. If the time has passed for a given event, I'll process it and then erase it. If this is ever false, I'll just return. So I exit out of update completely and I early out of that function. So to demo this, I have some example commands. I have really long commands interleaved with really short ones, and then a repeat one at 5 seconds. So when we run that, we'll see that first is the 3-second one, and then 5, 6, and then 9, and then the 5-second one will just repeat forever. And we'd have to write a really long time to see the 500-second ones because they're all in order. So if we look at the initial list here, we can see the shortest commands are at the beginning, and then the time goes up because they're in order, and then the very long commands are all at the end. So that's the timers, and then built on top of that is the animation. So here's the animation diagram. The animation command is just a command from the timer. It's got a sprite, and then it's also got a S-link manager of images. So all it's going to do is iterate over those images and then swap them onto its sprite. And that looks like this. Iterates over those images and then swaps them onto the sprite. And that's how we get the animation effect. So I set those up right here just in game. I set up a new command. I have the different images for each enemy, so squid, crab, octopus. And then I register those with the timer manager with a unique time for each. And when we run it, it looks like this, and you can see each of the sprites is updating. So the proxied sprite is updating for each of the game objects, and they're all repeating. So that's it for this week. Thank you.